A-Train has had an interesting arc through the series to date. He's the first super seen in the pilot episode when he speedily runs right through Huey's girlfriend Robin, accidentally killing her. It's this action that sours Huey on Supes and sets him on a path to take them down. While Vought quickly spins the accident, claiming that A-Train was tending to a bank robbery at the time, it's later revealed that A-Train acted so erratically because he was high on Compound V serum. He had been taking more of the serum for fear that he might be replaced with a younger, faster Supe. Without the fastest man in the world identity, A-Train felt like he'd have nothing left. He went so far as to murder his girlfriend Popclaw to prevent the details of his drug use from going public. A-Train is a complex individual with many inner struggles. Initially, like most superheroes, A-Train is greedy, self-centered, egotistical, and mostly interested in fame, fortune, and publicity rather than helping others. In fact, he displays a remarkable level of cutthroat ruthlessness, possibly even to the point of sociopathy. However, things were not always like this. Initially, Reggie desired to do good in the world, but under Vaught's influence and unimaginable pressure, this would corrupt him to his very core at the cost of his own integrity and self-preservation. In his first appearance, he was shown to be extremely careless. He kills Robin Ward by running through her, albeit accidentally while on Compound V serum. Further, there are hints throughout the series that he has caused this kind of incident before. Not only did he show no remorse over an accident that should have been traumatizing, but he displayed incredible callousness when he later joked about this incident to a fellow Supe, laughing at Robin's death. Although he personally apologizes to Huey for killing Robin, he did this only because he was compelled to by Vought as a concession for Huey Campbell, who would not sign Vaught's non-disclosure agreement unless A-Train apologized. A-Train's indifference to the incident is further underscored in that he is unable to recognize Huey, even after being shown a photo of him or when he encountered Huey outside of Popclaw's apartment. A-Train is determined to maintain his status as the fastest man alive. As a result, he uses the drug Compound V to further amp up his powers. This leads to his downfall as he later suffers from a heart attack, ultimately being the reason for him getting kicked out of the Seven. At this point, you might have forgotten that A-Train joined the Church of the Collective at the Deep's urging and fell for leader Alistair's promises to help him get back into the Seven. When he overhears a conversation between Alistair and Stan Edgar that doesn't sit well with him, A-Train makes what would be his first of several moves to help the other side. He steals private information about Stormfront that reveals her dark past and racist views and hands it to Huey and Starlight to use at their discretion. But A-Train wasn't fully redeemed with this move, especially since he admits he's only doing it to get rid of Stormfront so he can get back in the Seven. Once back in the Seven, A-Train works on rebranding himself and shifting attention to the black community and his roots. It's clear he's trying to find deeper meaning and purpose in the otherwise meaningless things he's doing. But trying to do right by his community backfires when A-Train confronts Blue Hawk for killing a wrongly accused innocent black man. The scuffle ends with A-Train's brother Nate getting injured and becoming paralyzed from the waist down, causing a serious rift between A-Train and the only real family he has. In the third season, A-Train is given a chance to switch sides and be one of the good guys, when Supersonic, recognizing A-Train's mistreatment, asks him to help take Homelander down. A-Train initially agrees, but ends up selling him out to gain favor with Homelander, which results in Supersonic getting killed. At this point, A-Train is in the most vulnerable position he has been in since the first season. He's also becoming increasingly agitated. He feels guilty about what happened to his brother and tries to get Ashley to charge Blue Hawk for his crimes. Instead, she refuses and accuses A-Train of being a hypocrite. It may be this very moment that switches things for A-Train. Recognizing his mistakes, he finally apologizes to Huey for Robin's death. Meanwhile, he also kills Blue Hawk in a fit of rage and suffers a heart attack because of it. Later, he wakes up in the hospital with Blue Hawk's heart beating in his chest, which was apparently used in the nick of time to save him. So, as a result, now A-Train has a second lease on life. Ashley has plans for him to star in an autobiographical film with a white actor playing his trainer instead of a black man playing his brother Nate. He wants to spend time with his family, but his brother wants nothing to do with him. That's especially after learning what A-Train did to Blue Hawk instead of leaving the Supe to be held accountable for his actions. With his powers back, a brand new heart, and a new perspective, A-Train is ripe for making a change. And this starts to come to fruition as the story continues. The seeds of doubt in A-Train are ruminating, and in the beginning of Season 4, he's annoyed with the white savior storyline of his movie, and the constant racial microaggressions he has to endure through its filming. While A-Train is trying to do some good and change, the boys' team with the CIA is perceptive enough to pick up on A-Train's dissonance. Convinces the team that A-Train can be flipped and takes a risk to set up a meeting with him. A-Train is initially reluctant, but MM's arguments and relatable story does end up striking a chord. The first sign that A-Train is on board is when he tells where a Vought meeting is taking place so they can secretly show up and listen in. But the bigger indication is when A-Train literally swoops in and saves Huey from Homelander's heat vision blasts. He speeds away after a stunned Huey sees him with a tortured look on his face as he knows he's doing the right thing, but he's scared. After this, A-Train is called by Huey once again when Huey needs Compound V in order to save his father's life. In this situation, Huey doesn't have anything with which he can blackmail A-Train, so he just says that he will forgive him for Robin's death. To be honest, A-Train had the option to ignore Huey, but he still decided to help him while risking his own life, which again shows that he's changed a lot. This could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship, or at least a mutually beneficial alliance. Having a Supe on the inside to help the boys might give them a fighting chance, especially with new Supe enemies to deal with, including Sister Sage and Firecracker. The question is, how much A-Train will be willing to stick his neck out for them? Homelander doesn't respond well when Supes betray him. He even killed his best friend, Black Noir, for doing something similar. But now, with Homelander distracted by other things in his life, A-Train has a better chance of slinking through the shadows. His and Homelander's relationship has been very complicated for a very long time. In The Boys Season 1, A-Train delivered Compound V to terrorist organizations all over the globe under Homelander's orders. A-Train even killed his girlfriend Popclaw in order to protect himself and Homelander. Then after taking excessive amounts of Compound V to keep his status as the fastest man alive, A-Train suffered a heart attack and became comatose. In The Boys Season 2, after A-Train awakened, Homelander had him thrown out of the Seven because of his heart condition. In retaliation, A-Train joined the Church of the Collective and then leaked the information on Stormfront's Nazi affiliations to Huey and Annie to win back his spot in the Seven. In Season 3, Homelander humiliated A-Train on several occasions and even threatened to kill him. So, it's clear that their relationship is not so friendly, and now that A-Train is in his redemption arc, he will be willing to do anything in order to bring down Homelander. However, things can also go wrong for a Train very quickly if Homelander finds out what he's doing behind his back. The likelihood of A-Train surviving for long is as uncertain as that of other key characters like Billy Butcher. Despite his super speed, A-Train's defiance against Homelander and Vought paints a target on his back. Homelander's retribution could be swift and brutal, given his capability to find A-Train anywhere and use countless methods to kill him. As the season progresses, viewers will be on the edge of their seats, wondering if A-Train will outmaneuver Homelander or fall victim to his vengeance. The stakes have never been higher for the speedster, and his journey toward redemption could very well lead to his tragic death. His potential for death this season is substantial, given the high-risk actions he has taken against powerful enemies. In the comics, however, A-Train never went on the road to redemption. In fact, in the Boys comics, he was the one who assaulted Starlight when she got into the Seven. For his recklessness and immaturity, nobody at Vought respected A-Train. After failing once, the speedster decided to assault Starlight again, but temporarily became blind in one eye. After this, A-Train goes into hiding on Homelander's orders, but Butcher kidnaps him. He cries and begs for his life, but Huey eventually kills him for what the superhero did to Robin. So, unlike in the TV show, A-Train in the comics was a psychopath who died at the hands of Huey in the most brutal fashion. So, in the show, in my opinion, A-Train will probably die after his redemption is over. And I think it will be something similar to Robin's death, and it will be even crazier if Homelander kills him in front of Huey, because so far A-Train has helped Huey a lot of times, and now he even risked his life to give Huey Compound V to save his father. So now these two do not carry hatred for each other like they did in the first 2 seasons of the show, and it will be interesting to see what happens next. So yeah, that's all, and thanks for watching.